I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Thank you for visiting bluestarfoods.com. Today I'll be making chilled corn and crab soup. So I already have in my pot a little bit of butter, some onions, garlic, and leeks. You just want it to soften but not brown, ever so softly for about 5 minutes. Then I'll be adding some fresh corn kernels, and you want that to cook for about 5 minutes. So now that the corn is nice and soft, we're going to add the liquid. In this pot, I've got clam juice, a little bit of chicken broth, and the cobs from the corn kernels that we reserved. It adds a nice sweetness to the broth. We're going to take out the cobs. And pour that liquid right into our vegetables. Now we're going to let that cook uncovered for about 20 minutes. Now that this is nicely reduced, I'll add a little bit of ancho chilies, some evaporated milk. I like to use it instead of cream. It gives a really good consistency once reduced for a few minutes. Some cilantro and tarragon, a little bit of salt, and then some of this beautiful lump crab meat. Now I let this cook for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to either throw that into a food processor or a blender, puree it until it's really nice and smooth. You can serve it warm, straight from the blender, or the way I've done today is chill it in the refrigerator until it's nice and cold. And then we're going to serve it with some corn fritters that I'm going to show you next. So on to the fritters. In this saute pan, I've melted a little bit of butter, and I softened corn, onions, and a little bit of garlic. Once that's soft, you let it cool for just a minute. You add some chilies. Here I have a little bit of habanero or Scotch bonnet or jalapeno, whatever you like. Some ground ginger, a little bit of salt, and some black pepper. Mix that up really well. And we're going to add that to a bowl that already has mixed egg and milk. Add all that in there. And that'll be the butter that the fritter will need. All right, so next I've already sifted flour, baking powder, sugar, and a little bit of salt. I'm going to add that into the vegetable, egg, and milk mixture. And mix that up good. Then I have a little bit of claw meat. The claw meat has a little bit of a more reddish tint to it. It's got a great, sweet, intense crab flavor, and it's nice and shredded, which is perfect for the fritters. Mix that in well. And then you have corn and crab fritter mixture. To fry, you heat up a little bit of canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you might have around, to about 350 degrees. I have it on a medium-low setting. And you go ahead and just put spoonfuls into the oil. You can also use, if you have a mini scooper, which makes it really easy. But whatever you use, these always fry up really beautiful. They're like little savory donuts. I'm going to let that go because I already have some over here for you. Here we have the fritters. Now I topped them with a little bit of powdered sugar. I just thought it would be fun, sort of like a donut idea, kind of frilly. In the center of a bowl, I have the lump crab meat that I used for the soup with a touch of sour cream, just a little bit of tortillas, really thin strips, crispy, and then of course a little garnish of cilantro. I have my already chilled soup that I pour around the garnish, and you can do this at the table with your friends and family And that is just a beautiful presentation. Well, I'm Michelle Bernstein. Thank you for watching this beautiful recipe of a chilled corn soup with corn and crab fritters. You can find this recipe and more like it at bluestarfoods.com.